So today is a very auspicious day. This is Gita Jayanti, this day, Supreme Lord. Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Vinisrita. From his lotus mouth this Gita came. So we are trying to please the Bhagavad-gita by chanting this. Krishna said in the Gita, who is chanting this, who is putting his mind on this, who is trying to understand this Gita, he is worshipping him. It's one kind of bhajan, to chant this Gita, to try to understand and to give offering to Gita and pray to the Gita that the meaning will be revealed. So in the first chapter, Krishna that is called either Sanya Darshana Yoga, that means that seeing the armies on the field, or Arjuna Vishad Yoga. Arjuna started lamenting, oh, he's seeing his relatives, how can I fight them, how we can be happy killing our relatives. Arjuna, he said finally, Krishna, I cannot fight. His mouth became dry, his skin was burning, he's got tears, he's shaking, he has no more power to hold his Gandiva. Gandiva fell from his hand. So he said, Krishna, I will not fight. Then he was sitting down on the chariot, and it was in the middle of the two armies, huge armies, millions of soldiers. Next moment they will slaughter each other. And then when Arjuna asked Krishna to put my ratha, my chariot in the middle. That is already wonderful, because the bhakta is giving command to Bhagavan, and Bhagavan is obeying. So he put that ratha in the middle, and then all are looking. What happened? What Arjuna and Krishna are doing? What they are doing? So all army, all are looking what Krishna and Arjuna are doing. And then they see that Arjuna drops his bow and he doesn't want to fight. And then Krishna will answer. This is second chapter of Bhagavad-gita. This is very important. Our gurus say you have to learn every single shloka of this chapter, don't skip one. This is very important. Everything what is coming later in the Gita is given in this chapter. Here Arjuna is lamenting that to kill his relatives, but Krishna immediately tells him in the beginning, nobody kills, nobody is killed, so what is the problem? So in a few verses he's solving the whole problem. And what is given in this Bhagavad-gita chapter 2, within a few verses, it's more knowledge than you can find in the rest of the world. This is so condensed here. So this is very, very important. Krishna immediately says you cannot cut the soul, you cannot burn the soul, you cannot dissolve the soul, you cannot dry the soul. Soul can never die. So where is the problem? And you see, look, all these kings, look myself, look yourself. We all have been, we will always be. So where is the problem? All problems start from this identification with this body. So immediately Krishna solves this. Immediately. Then Arjuna is asking, how is this person who has realized that? How can I understand who has realized that? He's asking at the end. And then Krishna is explaining who is not afraid of suffering, who does not run after happiness, who takes things as they are, who is always within himself. And lastly, Krishna said, Vihaya kamanya sarvam pumansva charati nispriha. Just give up the desires for this world and you are peaceful. Very simple. This is peace formula. If somebody wants peace, you have to give up the desires. That is the peace. And Krishna says at the end, who will have this consciousness at the end of his life, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Pata Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati, he will be liberated. If last moment of our life we need peace. If last moment of our life we have no peace, we have to come again into this world. One desire is enough. So it's very difficult. You see Bharat's story in Bhagavatam, one desire, 2 birds extra. So we have thousands of desires. How many birds are waiting for us? So therefore peace is necessary. That is the basis. There's no way around. If you don't want peace, no problem. Stay in this world and rotate. This world is made for that. For those who don't want peace, we can stay here. If you want to come out, we need satisfaction, we need peace. And Krishna is telling here. Very strong medicine in this second chapter. If you want to cure this material disease, study that. very good. So now, all these points which Krishna was telling in a sutra form, in a condensed form, now Krishna will explain chapter by chapter. So now we continue with chapter 3. This is third chapter. This is called Karma Yoga. This is for everyone, because nobody can be without karma. This Krishna says, not one moment anyone can stay without karma, so that is very important. Even if you're sitting and do nothing, blood is running, mind is running, the earth is running, everything is moving, everything is doing karma, means action. So all of us, we are inside karma. Karma is always with us. We cannot avoid karma. So how to deal with that? Krishna is telling. In second chapter he said, Yoga Karma Kaushalam. This yoga is the art of karma. How to do. So here Krishna explains how to do the karma. And karma really, if you want to come out from the reaction of this karma, you have to do sacrifice. Without sacrifice, you will be only bound by this. Any karma we do for ourselves, it will bind us to this world. Any karma we do for Krishna, it will liberate us from this world. So Krishna explained this here. Then Arjuna at the end is asking, oh Krishna, why sometimes we do something which we know it is bad, but still we do it? Why we do it? So then Krishna says, Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajaguna samudbhava. This is Kama. Lust and anger is forcing everyone. Mahashano mahapapna vidyaina midyavainam. This is Mahashano, it will devour everything. This Kama, lust and anger will devour you completely. You will finish. And this is born from Rajagun, from the passion. So this is an enemy. You have to kill this enemy. Krishna at the end he says, take the sword and kill this enemy of lust and anger. So, and then Krishna at the end again is telling, there is body, there are the senses, there is the mind, there is intelligence, there is false ego, and there are you. You are above all this. Soul is above all these things. So we have to come to this, again to this spiritual platform to understand that who we are. Otherwise we cannot conquer these enemies in the form of lust and anger. So Krishna stopped with this here at the end. Many things, every chapter has many verses. Every verse you can give so many explanations. So this is fourth chapter. This is the part of knowledge. Krishna says in the beginning, if you understand Krishna's Leela, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tattvataha. If you understand Krishna's Leela, Krishna's birth, Krishna's karma means his activities. If you understand in Tattva, you will never take birth again. So powerful is that. And then Krishna explains many different things. He says, I'm coming again into this world. So many things discussed in this chapter. Many different yagyas are there also. Some they don't enjoy the senses. Some use the senses and offer the senses to Krishna. Some offer the sense objects direct to Krishna. Many things. Some they offer they control the breathing and whatever. So many different things. But finally Krishna says, if you want to know the truth, you surrender to one Guru. That vidhi pranipatena, know this truth by surrender. That vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena, by asking questions and by seva, by service. Then you can understand this truth from one who has seen the truth, who is a Tattvadarshi Guru. If you want to understand spiritual life, we need a Guru and surrender. So Krishna said this here very clear. And then he's also saying, if you get this knowledge, any sin you have done, what you might have done, everything will be gone. All will be destroyed, all will be burnt to ashes. Anything by this power of knowledge. But if you have doubts, that is a demon. That Krishna said here, Samshayatmana, who has doubts, Samshaya, he will Adyas Chashadaras Cha Sankshayatma Vinashyati. Who has doubts, he will be finished. So we should have no doubts. If we have doubts, what we do? We ask our Gurudev. Ask Gurudev to clarify. Because doubts, they will not allow us to make progress. Sankshayatma Vinashyati. Who is full of doubts, he will be finished. So therefore, Krishna said, give up all these doubts and get up. Chitvainam sankshayam yogam atishta tishta bharata. Give up your doubts, get up and fight, do your duty. This is the 5th chapter. And Krishna basically says here, who sees that part of jnana, that part of Sankhya Yoga and the part of Dharma, you get the same result by this. By yoga means karma yoga. If you do your duty, or by Sankhya, by jnana yoga, by renouncing, you get the same result. But renouncing is painful, and yoga will give, karma yoga will give, it's easier to do. So Krishna here is emphasizing this. Do your duty, but don't be attached to the fruits of your action. Don't be attached to the result. And he said also this, one who is in knowledge, Naiva kinchit karomiti yukta manyata tattvavid. Who knows what is tattva, he thinks, I am never doing anything. Even he is looking, he is hearing, he is touching, he is smelling, he is eating, he is walking, he is sleeping, he is breathing, he is speaking, he is giving up something, he is accepting something, he is opening his eyes, he is closing his eyes. He knows I am not doing anything. What is going on? Indriyani indriyateshu. Only the senses with the sense objects are working. I am not doing anything. You can see that. Who is a real yogi? Who is Krishna's blessings? He will realize that. So he will have no false ego. He will understand everything is done by this material nature. I am not the doer. And Krishna gives also a warning here in that 5th chapter. Somebody wants to enjoy this world, be prepared for the suffering. It is said here, yahi sangsparshaja bhoga dukkha jona evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. If you enjoy, suffering must come. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, material enjoyment is the preliminary stage of suffering. So if you want to enjoy this world, go ahead. But be prepared, suffering will come, it must come. Cannot avoid that. So therefore, Nateshu Ramate Buddha, who are Buddha, who are intelligent, they will not run for this material enjoyment. They will enjoy this world as much as necessary to survive, to live peacefully, but not look for happiness there. This is not for happiness. One should be in this world, Krishna said, like a lotus flower. It's growing inside the water, is nourished by the water, is rooted inside the water, but water cannot touch us. If you put water on the lotus leaf, flower leaf, it will go off. So we should live like that. Living in this world, we have to live in this world, act in this world, but this world should not touch us. So how to do this? We have to go inside. One has to become introspective. Only by introspecting you can do that. Next chapter Krishna says, Jnana Yoga. Go inside, do meditation. This chapter is called Jnana Yoga. Sometimes one may think this is only meditation, but this is much more than meditation. Here Krishna speaks very nice verses. Here pure Krishna consciousness, this is explained in this 6th chapter, when he says, who sees me everywhere, yomam pasyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mai pasyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sachame na pranashyati. Who sees me everywhere, and sees everything inside me, he is never lost for me, I am never lost for him. They are always together. This is only who has prema, he can see Krishna everywhere. So Krishna here clearly speaks about bhakti. It's inside the jnana yoga, but this is without bhakti, how you can see Krishna everywhere? You cannot see even Krishna on the altar if you have no bhakti. What to speak to see Krishna everywhere? So here Krishna says, who sees me everywhere, I am situated everywhere. And Krishna says also, who knows that I am everywhere situated. Even who just knows, not who sees. Sarva bhutastam yomam bhajat ekatvamasthita. He is always with me. Who knows Krishna is everywhere, he can never come out from Krishna, never get separated from Krishna. Krishna says, who is the favorite yogi? This is very nice verse. Who is Krishna's favorite? One may think who is the best yogi, but Krishna says, who is the best yogi? He says, who sees all others suffering and the happiness as his own self, he is the best yogi. Who realizes if I put a needle in my skin, it is painful. And if I put in another one, it's the same pain. So if I'm speaking bad to others, it feels like others speak bad to me. Who feels the pain of others, who feels the happiness of others, Krishna says, this is the Sayogi Paramo Mataha. In my opinion, this is the best yogi. So here, compassion is the highest yogi. Krishna says, who has compassion, who feels with others, he is the best yogi. Many other things also here in this chapter, but cannot speak too much also. This very, very nice chapter. Very, very deep chapter also. So at the end Krishna explains again, best is the yogi upon all, and the best yogi is this yoginam api sarvesham, of all yogis, those who is the one who internally worships me from his inside, with introspection, who worships me with full faith, he is the best of all. So we have to go inside. If we want to reach Krishna, he is not outside, he is inside. Only through introspection we can come to him. This is one of the conclusions of this chapter. Now, these were the first 6 chapters. Now come the next 6 chapters. They explain bhakti. The first is, now Bhagavad-gita is like a treasure chest. There is the cover and there's the bottom, and in the middle is the bhakti. So the cover is, one is karma, one is jnana, but the bhakti portion is in the middle. So this is the valuable things you keep inside the safe. No? So this is protected by karma and jnana. And Krishna explains here, also he starts explaining about himself. Rasuham apsu kaunte, I am the taste in the water. Prabhasmi shashi surya, I am the power in the sun and the moon, the light and the sun and the moon. So he's speaking all these things. And he says also who will worship him. 4 kinds of pious people will worship. Not everybody will worship, but those who are pious, sukritina, they will worship Krishna. Ato jigyasa artati, who are suffering, who are curious, who want money, who are curious, and those who are in search of the absolute truth. They will come to worship Krishna. And 4 kinds of demons, they will not worship him also. Krishna explains all these things. And from all these worshippers, Krishna likes the jnanis. Here jnani means not like a dry jnani who wants impersonal liberation. Jnani means one who is in the search, who wants realization of Parabrahman, of Krishna, of the highest jnana. So Krishna, he loves them more. And he says also, Krishna here, under the influence of this Maya, hardly anyone knows him. Very difficult. Deviesha Gunamaya. This is Krishna's divine illusion. He's keeping everybody here in confusion. So, but who surrenders to Krishna, he can overcome this Maya easily also. And one has to wait also. At the end, Krishna explains, as long as we have karma, especially reactions from sinful karma, we cannot fix our mind. We want to do bhajan. Morning time we make a sankalpa, evening time we cannot keep it already. Very difficult. So we have to wait until the karma is finished and don't produce new karma. Just let the old karma go, and when the karma is gone, we can vriddha. We can, Krishna says here, the dvandva mohani mukta bhajante mam vriddha pratta. Then you come out from these dualities. Karma means no more desires, no more dualities. We can fix our mind on Krishna and worship him. So that is the 7th chapter in short. Now we go to the 8th chapter. Called Taraka Brahma Yoga, how to get liberation. Krishna says here, and Srila Goswami Maharaj is saying this is the merciful Supreme Lord. Because he is explaining how to come out from this world. Actually very easy. Again and again he just says, just think of me. This is the main thing. Now, and especially think of Krishna last moment of this life. But how to think of Krishna at the last moment? We have to start now. If now we not start, last moment also the thought will not come of Krishna. So that moment now we have to start. And whole life we will think of Krishna, then last moment also we will be able to think of Krishna. And then come out from this world. Like this. So therefore Krishna says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Always think of me and do this. Do your duty, fight you, no problem, but always think of me. If you offer your mind and your intelligence to me, you will definitely come to me. Krishna gives promise here. He can promise, he is Supreme Lord. So he is promising. And who once comes to Krishna, no more take birth in this world. Mamupeta tu kaunteya punna janmana vidyate. When you come once to Krishna, no more come back to this world. So Krishna gives, it's simple but not easy, like always, no? Krishna says here, Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityasyaha tasyaham sulabha pata nitya yuktasya yoginaha. Who always thinks of me, Ananya cheta satatam, no has any other thought, just think of Krishna. Think of me. Krishna says, for him I am very easy to attain. That yogi who thinks of Krishna, that yogi can attain Krishna very easily. And otherwise, it's very difficult. If you want to do yoga sadhana and this sadhana and tapasya and so many things, it is difficult. Who thinks of Krishna, everything becomes easy. So therefore this chapter is describing Krishna's mercy. How he is merciful, he is making such an easy path for everyone. Just to come. Just think of him. That's all. Krishna does the rest. Chapter, this is the most confidential part of Bhagavad-gita. This is also symmetrically, it's in the middle. This is the middle. And if you divide the Gita into two halves and you come to the middle verses, it is glorifying the most confidential part of bhakti and the most practical, that is sadhu sangha. Here said, Satatam kirtayantu mam mahatmanastu mam pata daivim prakritimashita. The mahatmanas, the sadhus, they take shelter of Devi Prakriti, of the divine energy, Krishna, and Bhajantyananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. They worship me with one pointed mind. They have no other things in the mind. Because they know me that I am inexhaustible, I am the beginning of everything. They know who is Krishna, so they worship no one else. And always, Satatam kirtayantu mam, they always do my kirtan. And they endeavor so much with this firm faith, with firm drita brata, with firm vows, and bow down. Namasyantascha mam bhaktya. With bhakti they bow down. Nitya yukta upasade. They are always connected with me, Krishna says. These great souls. So this is the most confidential part, is sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, that is also the message of the Gita. Krishna says again and again, think of me, think of me. How to think of Krishna? Only with the mercy of the sadhus, no? Otherwise we think of Maya. But if in sadhu sangha, naturally the mind will go to Krishna. So that is Krishna saying here. And he said, if you think always of me, don't worry for anything. Ananyas chintayantam mam ye jana parupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshema vahamyam. I will take care whatever you need, I will bring whatever you have, I will maintain. Just don't worry, just think of me. So everybody can try. This is true what Krishna says or not?
Always.
Maybe he's a politician, just give promise. You can try, or Krishna is really the absolute truth and the all-merciful Lord, and this is true. You can try. Many examples there in history and in present time and everywhere. Those who think of Krishna, Krishna takes care. He is taking care very lovingly. And at the end of this chapter, Krishna again says, Manmana bhava. Just think of me. Always, this is in all the Gita, you will see how many times Krishna says, think of me, think of me, think of me, think of me, think of me. Why he's saying it so many times? Because it's so difficult. If it's easy, just he said, think of me, and we think whole life of Krishna. It's not like that. We're thinking so many times, we're reading Gita, we're studying Bhagavatam, we're hearing this, think of me, think of me, think of me. Maybe we instruct others, still we cannot do that. So difficult to think of Krishna. This is the king of all yogas. Think of Krishna, manmana bhava nat bhakto, become my devotee, think of me. Then all problems solved. But to come to this, This is the work. This is in Krishna. Therefore, again and again he says, from this angle, from that angle, from this angle, just think of me. This is the main thing. So if you think of Krishna, everything is done. In Shastra it is said, how is that? Satatam, you read this? Smartavyo satatam Vishnu. Vismartavyo na jatuchit. Sarva vidhi visheda syur etayo eva kinkara. Always think of Krishna, never forget him, Vishnu or Krishna. All other rules, sarva vidhi and nisheda, means do's and don'ts, they should be servant of this rule. It's not to follow rules and regulations, they should serve these two rules to remember Krishna. So why we do this yajna? To think of Krishna, to please Krishna. Why we chant Harinam? To think of Krishna. Why we serve the sadhus? To please Krishna. He is the center. And we make him center, everything is alright. This is the essence, this is the central chapter with the central message, just think of me. Then everything is done. Perfection is there. And last chapter he stopped. How? He said, just think of me. So how to think of Krishna? He is explaining in here. Actually, after this chapter is finished, you will ask how not to think of Krishna. Because he is everything. So therefore he Krishna telling, among all the glorious thing, whatever is here, yat yat vibhutimat sattvam srimad urjitam eva va tatat eva vagachatvam mama teja angsa sambhavam. Whatever is vibhutimat, what is opulent, what is glorious, what is sattvam srimad, what is valuable, what is special, that is just a fraction of Krishna. So you can see Krishna actually everywhere. Among the mountains he is Himalaya, among the fishes he is the shark, among this is that, among the trees he is Ashwatthama. So many things, wherever you look you will see Krishna. Because he said, just think of me, but how to think of Krishna? And Arjuna also wanted to know that. Krishna, I want to hear your glories. Arjuna knows, no need, but he was asking for us also. So Krishna is telling here. He is telling theoretically, I am this, 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 I am this. In next chapter he will prove. Everybody can say I am this, I am this, I am this, but you have to prove also. So Krishna will prove, and to prove to the universe, Arjuna was asking now to Krishna, please show me all your opulence. I want to see that what you said, that is true. Not for himself, Arjuna he has full shraddha, he does not need that, but to show the whole world that really Krishna is Bhagavan. This is now Vishwarup Darshan Yoga. Krishna shows he is everything. He is the whole universe in one place, and it is so terrible that Arjuna becomes afraid. When Arjuna sees that, he is praying for forgiveness. Oh, I did not know you, the Supreme Lord. Please forgive you. I was treating you like a friend. We were eating together, sleeping together. We were doing all these things together. Please forgive. Arjuna is giving pranam, 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 pranam from front side, from back side, from that side, because he does not know where is beginning, where is end. It's unlimited. So he is giving pranam everywhere. We say, see Krishna. But finally then, when Arjuna sees also how all the soldiers are already being killed. All the Bhishma, Drona and Jayadratha and all these soldiers like insects flying into the fire. They're flying into the mouths of this universal form. Then he becomes afraid and asking, who are you? Then what is Krishna's answer? I am the time, Krishna said. Kalosmi. I am the time, I am destroying everything. So Krishna is the time. And then Arjuna asking Krishna, please show me your sweet form again. I want your sweet form, I don't want this form. Because Arjuna is a devotee, and even to see this universal form, Arjuna with his devotional eyes he cannot see, because he will see only Krishna, his friend. So Krishna gives him divine eyes to see this universal form. But these divine eyes which Arjuna got, for Arjuna it was downgrade. Already he has higher vision of Bhagavan, now he is seeing Vishwarup, that is a lower manifestation. So Krishna had to give him Divya Chakshu, it is mentioned here, divine eyes, but actually it means different. Then again, when Krishna manifests his beautiful, sweet form, then Krishna says, this form is very rare. Sududarsham idam rupam drishtavam asyan mama. This form, what you have seen, is very rare. But not this universal form. This Krishna's form. This is very rare. Not easy to see this. Not by tapasya, not by giving donation, not by worship. You can see this only by bhakti. Bhaktya tvanyaya shakya aham evam vidoje. Only by bhakti you can understand Krishna, you can realize Krishna by no other means. And last verse Krishna says how to come to him. Who mat karma krin, who works for me, mat paramo, who makes me number one in his life, mat bhakta, who becomes my bhakta, who is my bhakta, who gives up the desires, nirvaira sarvabhuteshu, who has no enmity with anyone in this world, he goes to me. Krishna said. Definitely, no doubt, he will not go to me. Krishna does not say he can go, he will go, so he goes to me. Who is following these 5 points, he will go to Krishna. So Krishna is revealing everything. Now, to put this into practice, this will be the next chapter 12. So this is Bhakti Yoga, most essential, very short actually. It's not difficult to explain, difficult to practice. It is very many points Krishna says. Again and again he is mentioning one should see, no make enmity with anyone. Last chapter he ended with that. Don't see enemy with anyone. Again he said, who wants to become dear to Krishna, one has to
start now.
Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha. Don't hate anyone. Be friendly, be compassionate to everyone. So Krishna gives many instructions how to become dear to him. Very nice instructions. So if you want to become dear to Krishna, read this 12th chapter and follow also. This is also, it's easy. This you see only 20 verses. Krishna makes the whole story. But to practice that is another story. That needs blessings also. Needs blessings. Arjuna is asking who is better, the impersonalists or the personalists. Krishna says immediately, those who worship me, I take them out from this ocean of birth and death. Others have to swim themselves. It's a little long way and much work. No? If you want to liberate yourself from the ocean of birth and death, you have to swim. So it takes a long time and it is a very troublesome path. But if you surrender to Krishna, Krishna will come, take you as a shikha, take you out from this ocean of birth and death. So he is promising, I will very soon, I will come and take them out. Or you want to do yourself? Krishna says, those who worship my Brahman aspect, they also will come to me, but the path is full of thorns, very difficult. Why it is difficult? Because you have to meditate on something impersonal, but you are a person yourself. It's very artificial, very difficult to do that. So that path is very klesha adhikataraste sham avyakta sattva chesa. This path is full of suffering, of klesha, of hardship. So you can choose, you want Krishna to come and help us, or we want to go the thorny path out of this material world. Krishna gives, both options are okay. What you want to do. And if you want bhakti, Krishna said, what he said again, how it starts? Mayeva manna adhatsva mayi buddhim nivishaya. Put your mind on me and enter with your intelligence in me. Try to understand Krishna. First fix your mind on Krishna, then try to understand Krishna. In this way, Krishna said, Nivashisya simmayeva ata udhvam na sankshaya. You will definitely come to me. There is no doubt. So one has to fix the mind and use this intelligence. It's not useless intelligence. This is very valuable. Use it and try to understand. So this is 12th chapter is very short, but very essential and very deep and very practical also. Who wants to practice bhakti? Krishna gives the instruction here. So now that is these 6 chapters from 7 to 12. This is Bhakti Yoga, the inner core. Now comes about jnana. Krishna will explain everything also more what he said before. So this is 13th chapter. This is Prakriti Purusha Vivek Yoga. Some say also Kshetra Jnana Yoga. Here Krishna explains again about body and soul. What is the difference between body and soul? And this is the part of jnana he is explaining here. and who wants to go on this path of jnana, if this should be perfect, the first qualification, first step, amanitvam. One should not want respect. If one wants to get respect, he will not get proper knowledge even. Bhakti also he will not get. But if somebody thinks I will get some knowledge and impress others, that knowledge will also not become perfect. Amanitvam, adhambitvam, one should have no pride. Ahimsa, no violence. And kshantir, one should be forgiving. So all these qualities necessary also to get this knowledge. Here that means realization actually. Krishna speaks about. And at the end, Krishna explains many different points how the soul and body are working together and how the soul in this world is acting. And who understands this? Kshetra jnayor evam antaram jnana chakshasa. Who with the eye of knowledge sees this, understands this, what is kshetra and kshetra jnana, what is the body and what is the soul. Bhuta prakriti moksham cha, he will become liberated from this prakriti, from this material bondage, and he will go to the supreme abode. So that is very powerful knowledge also to understand what is difference. This is like Upanishad. Krishna here said also in Chandogya Upanishad, in other Upanishads, the rishis also already spoke so much. Here Krishna is giving the same knowledge of Upanishad in very simple language, very plain language, but very deep meaning. So if you go to this, study this, you will be astonished what every single verse is telling you. Bhagavad-gita is not only sarvadhamam parityaja, finished. This is not only Bhagavad-gita. Only because this is said to be the conclusion, that doesn't mean there is so many other gems inside. So any verse you will take, you will be astonished what knowledge is giving Krishna for free. In these few verses he is giving a full load of knowledge. 14th chapter, that is called Guna Traya Vibhaga Yoga. What is the three different gunas in this world? And Krishna explains from all three gunas, they binding one to this world. Sattva guna is binding, Raja guna is binding, Tama guna is also binding. Sattva guna is binding one with the feeling that I am happy. This is great bondage. Raja guna is binding one by unlimited desires and this lobha, greed. And the Tama guna is binding one by ignorance and sleep and laziness and all these things. Krishna explains this in detail here. Then Arjuna is asking, how is a person who is free from these gunas, who is beyond the gunas? What does he do? Then Krishna said he's same like he has no desires, he does not hate anyone, he is not hankering after anything, he is independent from these external circumstances. He is gunatita sauchyate. You call him gunatita. He is beyond the gunas. And then, who is same in, again the same topics come. Who is equipoised if he is praised or if he is blasphemed, who takes everything as same. He is beyond the gunas. Sarvaramba parityagi, who has given up all endeavors in this world to become happy or to do whatever great in this world. Who understood this everything under Krishna's control. And who is doing bhakti yoga without deviation. Mam chayo abhyabhicharena, without deviating. Who is doing this bhakti yoga, immediately he transcends all these three gunas. Sagunan samati tyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He becomes fit for Brahman, he becomes fit for the spiritual world. So this is the easiest part, this is the direct part. This bhakti yoga is the direct train, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bhakti. This is direct train to Goloka Vrindavan. No stop, just go non-stop. Direct express train, full speed. So just don't jump off and again, just board this train. And who is issuing the tickets? Who is issuing the tickets? Huh? Guru. Nityananda Prabhu is the ticket, the officer. So we go to Nityananda Prabhu, Guru, we go and beg, give me one ticket for the Goloka Vrindavan train. What is the price, the fare? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the price to go to Goloka. Very cheap train. So this chapter is called Purushottam Yoga. Very nice chapter. So very nice conclusion also of this chapter. Purushottam means who is the Supreme Person. So why he is the Supreme Person? Because Krishna says here, there are two kinds of living entities. One Akshara and one Akshara. Those who are fallible and those who are unfallible. And the fallible Kshara Sarvani Bhutani. All living entities, they are fallible. And Kutasto Akshara Uchate. What is fixed, this is Akshara. That can mean also Brahman. That can mean also liberated souls. But then he said, I am transcendental to both of them. Krishna is transcendental to the liberated souls also. Therefore, Yasmat Ksharamati-tuham Aksharat Apichottama Ati Ato Asmi Loke Vedacha Pratita Purushottama. Because I am transcendental to all of them, my name is Purushottam, the Supreme Person. And who understands this Supreme Person? Krishna said, Yo mam evam asang mudho janati Purushottama. Who knows me without any doubt, clearly that I am Purushottama, he knows everything. Sasarvavid bhajati mam. And this all-knowing person worships me, sarva bhavena bharata, with all his bharata, with all his love, he will worship me. Who understands that Krishna is the Supreme Person, he will do. And then Krishna reveals to Arjuna, Iti guyatamam shastram. This is the most confidential shastra. Idam uktam maya anaga. O sinless Arjuna, I have spoken this most confidential part of Shastra. Etat buddhva buddhiman syat krita kritascha bharata. Who has understood that? That intelligent person who has understood that means, buddhi means light. Who sees the things clear as they are. Who becomes enlightened by this knowledge, who understands what is what. Who understands what? That I am the Supreme Person, that Krishna is the Supreme Person. He has done everything what is to be done. Kritya kritascha bharata. What is duty in this world, he has done. So who understands Krishna is Purushottama, Krishna is the Supreme Person, he has no more duty in this world. It's a very nice chapter. So also one short chapter, short but very essential, very focused. So this chapter is Deva Sura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga, description what is godly qualities and what are the asuric, demoniac qualities. And the godly qualities start with abhayam, freedom from fear, fearlessness. Because devotees know they are not the body, so there is no fear. That is godly, and many other things. And then Krishna says also what are the demoniac qualities, like pride, this arrogance and harshness of speech and all these things, ignorance. So, and these demons, one can see what they are doing in this world. Clearly, just open newspaper, you can see the 16th chapter, at least the one half of the demoniac mentality of the people. What they think? Here it is said, Ishvaro aham bhogi, siddho aham balavan sukhi. I am the master, I am the enjoyer, I am perfect, I am strong, I am happy, I am this. This is what nowadays the modern education wants to teach to our poor children, to develop this false ego, these demonic qualities. They're thinking like this, but the devotee thinks, I am a das, dasoham, not Ishwaraham. Krishna is the Ishvara, I am his servant. Devotees are humble. So at the end, Krishna says of this 16th chapter, this is important also. Yashastram vidimutsrijya vatate kamakarata na sasidhim avapnoti na sukham na param gatim. Who is giving up Shastra rules, the Shastric rules, and acts according kamakarata, according to his whims. Na sasidhim avapnoti, he will not get perfection. Na sukham, he will not get happiness. Na param gatim, he will not go to the supreme destination. Therefore, before you do something, tasmat shastram pramanante kaya kaya vastita. Before you do something, consult what the Shastra is saying. Before we do something, check what the Shastra is saying. Gyatva Shastra vidhanoktam. After you know what Shastra says, karma kartumi harasi. Then you should do the karma. And not after. So this is 17th chapter. Sharadraya Vibhaga Yoga. 3 different kinds of faith. Krishna is explaining here. And he is giving many examples. Very simple examples. Faith means Shraddha in 3 different gunas, like Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic Shraddha. So he gives some examples, very easy to understand, like eating. Those who are in Sattva, they have faith in very healthy food, which is tasty, which is fresh, which is all these good qualities, which is in making a long life. They have faith in this. But those who are in Rajagun, they want something tasty. They don't care if it's healthy or not, if it's tasty, it's nice. Something fried with much spices, all these things. And those who are in Tamagun, they have faith only in this very filthy stuff, like meat and alcohol and all these things. They have no faith. If there is no meat on the table, they cannot eat. Because their faith is so much tamasic. So in this way, how to give donations, how to do anything. There are different kinds of Shraddha. At the end, Krishna says, what is very important, Shraddhaya hutam datam tapastaptam kritam chayat asat ityuchate parta nacha tat pretya noya. If you have no faith, whatever you do some yajna, whatever you give, whatever tapasya you do, whatever you do, it will have no permanent result. So one should have faith. If you have no Shraddha, everything you do is very temporary. It will not give a long result. So this is, in short, what the 17th chapter is about. Many details, of course, are also there. You can go there. Now we chant next chapter, 18th chapter, last chapter.